Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to help you make sense of the absolute whirlwind of AI news that seems to hit us every single week. Honestly, if you're feeling a bit lost in it all, you're definitely not the only one. It's just constant, isn't it? So our job today is to sort of cut through all that chatter. We've gone through, well, a whole pile of sources, everything from, tech funding news to big policy shifts, and we're going to pull out the really important bits. Think of this as your quick guide to what actually matters in AI this week.
Exactly. We're not just reading headlines here. The aim is to connect the dots for you. So not just what's happening, but crucially why it's significant and, how it touches everything from satellites way up there down to, well, maybe even the future of our own minds.
Okay, sounds good. Let's unpack all of this and maybe start with some surprising places the money is going. The funding frenzy, where the AI money is flowing. Right. First stop, funding. There's some serious cash being poured into AI right now. And kicking things off in Europe, this Belgian space AI startup, EDGX, they just bagged over $2 million. And what they're doing is honestly pretty fascinating. They're building AI brains for satellites.
Yeah, it's a real potential game changer for how we use space. Think about it. Normally, satellites just collect data, send it all back down. It takes time, bandwidth, but EDGX, with their Sterna system, they want satellites to process that data in orbit, real-time analysis.
In orbit, so like edge computing, but in space.
Exactly. That's the concept, bringing the processing power right to the source.
Yeah.
So satellites could analyze Earth observations instantly or even help power future 5G, maybe 6G networks. And it's not a small idea. The market projection for this satellite edge computing, something like $50 billion by 2030.
Wow. Okay, so satellites becoming smart hubs up there.
Yes, a big shift. And they're using Nvidia Jetson Orin hardware. But importantly, it's radiation-hardened Linux. It has to be tough for space.
Makes sense. Staying in Europe, but coming back down to Earth, GREИ, a Lithuanian deep tech firm, secured 650,000 QRNIs. Their focus is AI for operational intelligence. What kind of problem are they trying to solve?
Well, they're basically giving places like warehouses, factories, even retail chains, a kind of X-ray vision for their operations. Their platform uses existing cameras that's key to automatically spot risks, safety problems, inefficiencies, things like that.
And why is this suddenly getting funding? What's the driver?
It seems to be a direct response to, well, labor shortages and budget pressures. Companies need to squeeze more productivity out. GREI claims they can eliminate these operational blind spots and cut down on costly downtime. We're talking potentially over 100,000 an hour saved in some factories. That's significant. They estimate over 20% productivity boosts.
Got it. Huge potential savings there. Okay, let's pivot a bit. Over to Asia and the creative side of things. Dashverse, an Indian AI entertainment startup, just nabbed a pretty hefty $13 million Series A. They're using AI, apparently, to help people create and monetize comics and short videos. Their app, Dash Reels, is already massive.
Yeah, the numbers are impressive. Over 20 million users, 5 million downloads quickly. But the bigger picture here, I think, is about democratizing content creation. Their platform, Framio.ai, it's designed to make storytelling tools accessible to, well, almost anyone. Not just pros.
So lowering the barrier to entry.
Exactly. It's a classic AI use case we're seeing more and more, making creative tools easier, more powerful, so more people can share their stories.
Interesting. And one more on the funding front, also in India. Brandworks Technologies, they had $7 million. They're into electronics R&D, manufacturing AI hardware, smartwatches, the whole lot, under the Make in India banner. What's the angle here?
This really speaks to broader geopolitical trends, that push for localized manufacturing and building domestic supply chains, less reliance on, say, China. They're emphasizing design and precision manufacturing locally. But what's also really noteworthy is their social impact focus.
Oh,
they're highlighting that 70% of the workforce in their, frankly, huge 210,000 square foot facility are women.
Right.
So it's economic strategy mixed with social responsibility.
Okay, that's definitely worth noting. So a lot happening on the investment side, from space to factories to content to AI in action, reshaping our digital and physical worlds. All right, let's shift from funding to, well, how AI is actually changing the way we do things day to day. First up, OpenAI. They just integrated Gmail, Calendar, and Contacts into ChatGPT for pro users. So now your AI assistant can, read your emails, check your schedule, pull up contacts right in the chat. Sounds super useful, but
yeah,
privacy bells ringing.
Oh, absolutely. That's the immediate critical question, isn't it? The convenience is undeniable, streamlines everything. But you're giving an LLM, the AI model, access to a whole new level of personal data, your communications, your schedule.
How do they say they're handling that?
They state they use secure oath authorization. So you explicitly grant permission. It's not just grabbing it. Still, it's a big step. Balancing that access with really robust data security is, well, it's going to be crucial. We need to trust it.
Yeah, trust is key. Okay, speaking of data and how it's used, YouTube, they're rolling out an AI-powered age verification system in the US. So no more just typing in your birthday. This AI looks at your viewing habits.
That's the idea. It analyzes signals like what you search for, the types of videos you watch, even how old your account is to sort of guess your age category.
Why not just ask for ID?
Well, the angle here is being less invasive up front. Instead of demanding AD or a selfie right away, it uses these passive signals. They claim over 70% accuracy in figuring out if someone's likely a minor, trying to keep them away from inappropriate content, but,
But potential for mistakes.
Yeah.
And tracking viewing habits even more closely.
Exactly. Misidentification is a risk, and there are always privacy concerns when you're talking about collecting and analyzing behavioral data like that.
Right. Okay, over on X, and formerly Twitter Grok AI users can now do something pretty cool. Turn any photo into a video instantly just by long pressing it. You can add prompts too, like make this astronaut dance, or even a spicy NSFW mode.
Yeah, Elon Musk showed it off himself. It's a significant step for Grok, moving it beyond just text. It becomes a multimodal AI tool. And it's designed to be super easy, right? No coding, quick editing. It pushes X further into becoming this sort of AI-driven content platform.
Makes sense. And this next one feels like it could really change group chats. A startup called Continua, founded by an ex-Googler, raised $8 million. They want to put AI agents inside SMS, iMessage, Discord chats. Agents that can jump in and help plan things, run polls, create documents.
It's a really interesting shift, isn't it? Moving away from just you talking to an AI one-on-one. This is about what they're calling socially intelligent AI. It needs to understand the flow of a group chat, the dynamics, and only step in when it's actually helpful.
To avoid being annoying, basically.
Precisely. The promise is cutting down on chat clutter, making groups more productive. They're claiming over 50% boost. But the big question is, how will people feel about having an AI hanging out in their private group conversations? That's a new social hurdle.
Yeah, definitely something to watch. Okay, let's move from digital spaces to the physical world. Factory floors again. Squint, another AI startup, scored $40 million. They're working with giants like Pepsi and Michelin. And they're using AI and augmented reality AR to capture knowledge from experienced workers and turn it into training for new hires.
This is a fantastic application, I think. It directly tackles a huge industry problem: high turnover and the loss of what's called tacit knowledge.
Tacit knowledge, meaning the stuff that's hard to write down.
Exactly. The hands-on skills, the intuition, the little tricks you learn over years on the job. It often just walks out the door when someone retires or leaves. So Squint uses AR overlays and AI to turn that expertise into guided step-by-step workflows for the new people. It helps onboard them faster, cuts down errors, boosts efficiency. It's about preserving that human expertise.
Very clever. And sticking with physical operations, warehouses, GREÍ Orange is teaming up with Google Cloud. They've got something called GREÍ Matter DeepNav, AI-driven optimization for large fleets of robots, promising big productivity jumps like 2-4x.
Yeah, what's really interesting here is the combination. It's AI software orchestrating potentially large numbers of mobile robots, and importantly, it's hardware agnostic. It can work with different kinds of robots. They're using Google Cloud's AI infrastructure to manage the robot traffic, reduce congestion, they claim, by 45%, and ensure shipments go out on time, like 99% rate.
So it's moving beyond just basic automation to intelligent, adaptive logistics.
That's the leap, yes. From fixed paths to dynamic optimization based on real-time conditions.
Okay, one last one in this section. Security. One Cosmos raised $57 million to push passwordless authentication. They're using blockchain and AI to ditch passwords entirely, relying on biometrics, AI ID checks. Feels like the future, maybe.
It addresses a fundamental security weakness, doesn't it? Passwords are just problematic. Phishing, breaches, reused passwords, all of it. So One Cosmos uses AI, for instance, in their Verify product to check government IDs with incredibly high accuracy, over 99%. It pairs that with biometrics.
So it's not just easier, it's actually more secure.
That's the core argument. It's designed to combat phishing and impersonation effectively, reduce the chance of breaches, and, importantly, give users more direct control over their digital identity, a foundational security upgrade. 3. The bigger picture. AI's unseen impacts and future frontiers.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit now and look at some of the bigger, maybe less obvious impacts and where things might be heading. First up, data. It always comes back to data, doesn't it? Reddit is now blocking the Internet Archive. Why? To stop AI companies from scraping their content.
Yeah, this really throws the value of online content into sharp relief, doesn't it? It's the fuel, the training data for these massive AI models. Reddit's already made deals, big money deals, with Google and OpenAI to license its data. Millions of dollars.
So now they're locking the door to prevent others from getting it for free, even the Internet Archive.
Seems like it. They're basically saying, this data is valuable, and if you want it for your AI, you need to pay. They're even taking legal action against firms like Anthropic over alleged scraping. It raises huge questions about access to information, the history of the web stored in places like the archive, versus the commercial value of data for AI training.
A real tension there. Okay, from data fights to geopolitics. President Trump apparently met with Intel CEO Lip Bhutan recently. The goal was supposedly to ease tensions over Tan's past investments in China. What's the AI angle here?
Well, Intel is right at the heart of the U.S.-China tech competition, especially in semiconductors and AI chips. They're investing billions in new U.S. factories, a key part of that reshoring effort.
But they still have big operations in China, right?
Exactly. So it's this complex balancing act. National security concerns, global business realities, political pressures. And Intel's new Gaudi 3 AI chips are part of this too. They're seen as a competitor to Nvidia and reportedly cheaper, which has huge economic implications in this AI race. So yeah, lots of layers.
Definitely complex. Now, something maybe we don't think about enough, the sheer power AI consumes. A new report from Epoch AI and EPRI, get this, predicts that training a single cutting-edge AI model could demand between 4 and 16 gigawatts of electricity by 2030 for one training run.
It's staggering, isn't it? 16 gigawatts. That's enough to power millions of homes. It just highlights the incredible and rapidly growing energy footprint of AI.
What's driving that demand? Just bigger models?
Primarily, yes. The scale of these frontier models is just exploding. And while the algorithms are getting more energy efficient per calculation, the sheer volume of calculations is overwhelming those gains. The report suggests AI could consume up to 5% of total U.S. electricity by 2030. That puts serious pressure on our power grids and really forces the conversation around sustainable energy sources for AI. It's a massive infrastructure challenge.
A hidden cost becoming very visible.
Wow.
Okay, let's end on the future of AI itself. Some big model news. OpenAI just dropped GPT-5. But it's not just one model, they're calling it a unified system.
Right. It sounds like it has a fast main model for everyday stuff, a deeper reasoning model for complex tasks, and then a sort of a router that sends your query to the right place.
And they're talking up improvements in safety, fewer hallucinations, those times the AI makes things up.
Yeah, this really shows the fierce competition at the very top end of AI development. They're clearly aiming to improve practical things like coding ability or health-related queries, but also doubling down on safety. They mentioned a safety completion mechanism, which sounds like a way to handle tricky or potentially harmful prompts more gracefully, rather than just refusing. It's a direct shot in the ongoing battle with Anthropic's Claude and Google's Gemini.
Speaking of Claude, Anthropic just announced their Claude Sonnet 4 model can handle prompts up to 1 million tokens. That's what?
Yeah.
Like 750,000 words. A huge amount of text.
It's massive. Think about feeding it an entire large code base or hundreds of documents to analyze. It really opens up possibilities for tackling extremely complex long-form tasks, especially for things like software engineering or maybe legal analysis, where you need the AI to understand a vast amount of context to be useful. It's pushing the boundaries of what AI can process at once.
Okay, and maybe the out there news. Sam Altman and OpenAI are reportedly backing a new startup called Merge Labs. They're developing brain-computer interfaces, like direct competition for Elon Musk's Neuralink.
This is, yeah, pretty profound. It fits perfectly with Altman's long-stated interest in human technology fusion, merging minds and machines. It signals a serious acceleration in the race to develop implantable chips that connect the human brain directly to AI.
The potential benefits, medically, seem huge. Restoring movement, maybe sight.
Absolutely. The therapeutic potential is immense, but it also pushes us much closer to those big philosophical questions about the singularity. You know, that point where AI surpasses human intelligence, maybe leading to runaway technological growth, and the ethics of directly linking brains to AI, well, it opens up a whole universe of complex issues about what it means to be human. Outro.
So wrapping this all up, what's the takeaway? From AI guiding satellites to protecting our logins, maybe even linking up with our brains. It's clear AI isn't some far-off sci-fi concept anymore. It's actively reshaping industries, yes, but also, quietly and sometimes not so quietly, changing how we live, work, and interact.
Indeed. The sheer amount of investment, the speed of new applications popping up constantly, and these emerging challenges around data, energy, ethics, it just underscores that AI is very much the present, not just the future. And trying to understand these different threads helps you hopefully navigate what's coming.
Absolutely. So here's a thought to leave you with today. As these AI models get better at acting on their own, accessing real-time information from everywhere, what happens to our idea of digital identity? How do we interact in a world where our AI assistants might know almost as much as we do, maybe more, and are always connected? What does truth even mean then? How do we adapt? Something to chew on. Thanks for diving deep with us today. Until next time, stay curious.